delivering value through enrichment, exploring great books worldwide. Hi, this is Sally's Book Talk. Today we're exploring Victor Hugo's 93. This literary giant, known as Francis Shakespeare, stands as a pride of both French and world literature. France's only state funeral for a writer, at the Arc de Triomphe, occurred in 1885. Hugo's funeral. Hugo was later entombed in the Pantheon, his portrait gracing French franc notes. Published when Hugo was 72, 93 is more concise than his earlier epics like Les Miserables, spanning just over 200,000 words. Yet, this work represents Hugo's ultimate masterpiece, the true pinnacle of his career. The title refers to events of 1793, 3 years after the French Revolution began. France stood at revolution's peak, heroism and terror coexisting in this ancient nation. Revolutionary leaders like Robespierre and Danton navigated history's tide with bloodied hands. Hugo meticulously researched this era to explore humanity's moral dilemmas under extreme circumstances. The novel frames the revolution as clashing moral codes: republicanism versus royalism. Revolutionaries upheld democratic honor, conservatives defended monarchic tradition. This ideological collision created profound personal conflicts between duty and conscience. When honor clashes with conscience, characters face agonizing choices in this grand tragedy. Some risk everything for moral integrity. Others become victims of their own guilt. The revolution began with 1789's Bastille storming. Peasants and artisans led by bourgeois republicans overthrowing Louis XVI. 1792 marked France's official declaration as a republic. Yet, even by May 1793, royalist forces remained active across French provinces. Hugo described 1793 as a year of intense turmoil when revolutionary storms reached their peak. The story unfolds in Vendée, Brittany, where royalists battled republicans with British support. The famous Vendée Uprising. As the novel begins, Republican forces have gained control of the region. During reconnaissance, troops encounter a local peasant woman, Michelle Fléchard, nursing an infant with two toddlers in tow. Her husband and parents perished in the conflict. Now destitute, she flees with 3 children. Moved by her plight, soldiers promise protection. The Republic shelters all citizens. This introduces the first major character, Marquis de Lantenac, powerful royalist leader. White-haired but vigorous, he commands natural authority. His introduction occurs aboard a British warship. British forces support royalist efforts to retake Paris. He views the revolution as plebeian rebellion, his honor bound to monarchy. A naval accident occurs during channel crossing. A loose cannon kills several after crew negligence. The gunner ultimately secures the cannon, saving the ship. The Marquise's judgment proves paradoxical. He decorates, then executes the gunner. After the command, celebratory cheers turn to tomb-like silence. The Marquis declared, "A single negligence endangered this vessel. Now the ship may be beyond saving. At sea, we face the enemy. A crossing ship is a fighting army. The storm lingers unseen. The whole sea's a trap. Before the enemy, any error demands death. Courage rewarded, negligence punished." Hugo observes, "These words fell like axe blows on oak." This incident cemented the Marquis's authority as military commander. When Republican forces surrounded the warship, sailors sacrificed themselves to save the Marquis. Their suicide attack succeeded. The Marquis's escape boosted royalist morale in Vendée. His forces captured Michel's Republican unit. He ordered total execution. To the Marquis, Republicans betrayed both crown and God. Thus emerges the Marquis, unyielding soldier, ruthless royalist leader governing by monarchic honor code. His rule blended rewards and punishments to forge absolute loyalty. Ruler and ruled distinctions are divinely ordained. The order sustains the world. Revolutionaries deserve destruction. Now we fear for Michelle and her children's fate. But the plot takes unexpected turns. Michelle miraculously survived the massacre. Her 3 children's fate remains unknown. A beggar found Michelle, healed her wounds, and they began searching for her children. Paris finally took concrete action against the Vendée uprising. The Republicans saw royalists as traitors, while royalists viewed Republicans as heretics, both claiming moral high ground. The revolutionary triad, liberty, equality, fraternity, shocked 18th century Europe. France's deep-rooted monarchy and Catholicism made these ideals revolutionary. So, Republicans replaced divine right with state supremacy as new moral authority. Paris dispatched Cimourdain, a hardened revolutionary, to oversee General Gauvain's operations in Brittany. Unknown to Paris, Cimourdain had mentored Gauvain since his youth. Thus emerged the trilogy's three protagonists: Royalist Marquis Lantenac, Republican zealot Cimourdain, and General Gauvain caught between. Their fates would collide in this revolutionary maelstrom. Intelligence reached Gauvain. British forces might intervene militarily. The Marquis prepared coastal footholds for British landing. Cimourdain assisted Gauvain's campaign to block royalist advances. Their successful operations demoralized royalist troops. The Marquis retreated to a fortress with 18 guards. Besieged by 4,500 Republicans, Michelle now found herself at this decisive battlefield. The fortress contained not only the Marquis and his guards, but also Michelle's three children. The children had been taken hostage by the Marquis as bargaining chips. He offered to return them in exchange for safe passage. Failure to comply meant the children would burn with the fortress. Republican forces knew child rescue was imperative. Cimourdain wasn't the ruthless ideologue he seemed. This former priest possessed Christ-like sacrificial instincts. Peaceful initiative action, he approached the fortress walls. Surrender the Marquis alone, spare more bloodshed, he parleyed. Stunning all, he offered his own head as collateral. This wasn't psychological warfare. Cimourdain meant every word. Republicans held overwhelming military advantage. Nantes decorated every Vendée wall for the Marquis' capture. As commissar, his duties seemed straightforward. But endless civil war betrayed revolutionary ideals, Cimourdain realized. Victory tainted by bloodshed would stain Republican honor. Take me instead. Let my death preserve Republican virtue, he pleaded. Royalist guards saw surrender as honor's betrayal. Their sacred duty defend France's dignity through the Marquis. Clashing honor codes made conflict inevitable. The Republicans stormed the fortress in close-quarter combat. Hugo described the fortress bleeding like wounded Titan. 6 royalists remained, 5 wounded, trapped on third floor. But then they discovered a secret passage. The Marquis escaped alone to nearby woods. He could slip away, I noticed, to summon British reinforcements. As he prepared to flee, the burning fortress revealed 3 silhouettes. The children trapped in the library. Flames licked their sleeping forms through upper windows. Michelle's heart-wrenching scream pierced the battlefield. In classical tragedy, extreme suffering elevates humanity. This peasant woman transformed into both beast and goddess through despair. War's true indictment comes through civilian suffering, especially women's. Who bears moral guilt? The arsonists? The besiegers? War obscures accountability. Victors may memorialize casualties, but often deem them necessary sacrifices. Salvation came from least expected source. The Marquis reappeared holding the third-floor key from secret passage. To 4 stunned onlookers, he scaled a ladder to rescue the children. Long live the Republic, cried a soldier during the rescue. Long live the king, the Marquis retorted mid-climb. The soldier muttered, call what you will, now you're divine. Rather, the soldier witnessed impossible moral paradox. The arch-villain performed what heroes dare not attempt. Theoretically impossible, yet reality unfolded before them. The crowd rose in silent tribute as he descended with children. They encircled the descending old man with sacred awe, as if confronting a phantom. Yet the Marquis solemnly advanced toward those who despised him. Republican soldiers retreated involuntarily. Hugo describes his marble, pale face and ghostly eyes in the darkness. Soldiers perceived him growing taller with each step. The ladder creaked under his silent footsteps. Why did the Marquis return? Hugo suggests humanitarian truth transcends revolutionary dogma. Amidst the miracles, Cimourdain maintained bureaucratic composure. I arrest you. declared Cimourdain. I permit it, replied the Marquis. What followed this moral paradox? The Marquis surrendered to revolutionary justice. Historical manipulation could erase his redemption. Such extreme utilitarianism denies conscience existence. Great literature transcends mere power struggle depictions. True art questions reality through fiction. Self-interest never triumphs in immortal stories. Conscience's torment equals physical execution. The Marquis awaited trial in prison. Paradoxically, captors suffered more than captive. Cimourdain and Gauvain faced existential crises. Let's examine Cimourdain and Gauvain's moral torment. The novel abounds with symbolism. A mother nursing in war-torn woods, storm-battered warships, wailing women, rescued children, all mirroring France's turmoil. Only pure moral force could withstand this chaos. If Republicans saved the children, it would confirm historical inevitability. No moral dilemma would exist. But their savior was the reactionary Marquis, history's reject. Had the Marquis escaped without saving them, Cimourdain and Gauvain might have felt near regret. Instead, the capture torments them profoundly. Cimourdain informs Gauvain of impending trial. Gauvain feels himself metaphorically docked. His revolutionary certainty crumbles before humanitarian absolutes. Former moral clarity dissolves into confusion. Personal integrity forbids denying witnessed heroism. The Marquis' sacrifice awes Gauvain. He perceives noble pride in the condemned bearing. Imagines rescued children's spirits haunting revolutionary justice. Torn between revolutionary duty and humanity's call, self-loathing accompanies this moral paralysis. Yet Gauvain consents to trial, honor code intact. He unwaveringly believed the revolutionary cause was just, worth any personal sacrifice. Yet he felt compelled to rebel against orders by higher moral law. This celestial yet deeply personal code forbade abandoning a life-saving hero. Does one noble act warrant eternal absolution? Counter-arguments exist. The Marquis' rebellion caused mass casualties despite saving 3. Releasing him risked endless French suffering. Gauvain considered separating deed from crime. Reward then condemn. Gauvain agonized over public duty versus private conscience. The Marquis built bridges for British invasion, literal and metaphorical. Selling France to Britain warranted execution in Republican eyes. To revolutionaries, he embodied ultimate treachery. Yet the rescue shattered Gauvain's ideological certainty. His black and white revolutionary faith turned to gray. The Marquis' act transcended sympathy, redeeming both captors and himself through sacrifice. Such spiritual absolution disarmed executioners. The royalist achieved what revolutionaries couldn't, pure moral victory. Hugo subtly critiques through narrative. The Marquis weaponizes virtue. Gauvain becomes lightning rod for this moral blackmail. Trapped in ethical crossfire, Gauvain's psyche crumbles. Equivalence haunts him, royalist honor versus revolutionary duty. The Marquis prioritized peasant lives over 15th century monarchy. 3 rural children outweighed dynastic destiny. I must reciprocate accordingly. Executing him transfers his redeemed guilt to me. In the novel's climax, Gauvain visits the Marquis' cell at night. The Marquis monologues for 6 pages, defending monarchy and condemning revolution. She maintains revolutionary sinfulness with silver-tongued eloquence. Gauvain had resolved his moral dilemma before entering. After the tirade, Gauvain swaps his commander's cloak with the Marquis. The Marquis escapes while Gauvain remains imprisoned. His final choice. Next day, Gauvain stands trial as the Marquis' substitute. Cimourdain stares in paralyzed shock at the substitution. Gauvain's confession reveals premeditated moral calculus. Releasing him preserves both conscience and honor, he argues. Virtue's proximity blinded me to duty's demands, he confesses. An old man versus children. This became my moral fulcrum. I forgot burnt villages, massacred prisoners, France's betrayal. By confessing, I reclaim honor through self-condemnation. Martial honor declaration, Gauvain demands death penalty as commanding officer's duty. Judges, too, must set examples, he challenges the tribunal. Judges deadlock. One votes death, one opposes. Judge Radu. The soldier who called the Marquis benevolent god opposed execution. He proposed Gauvain as Republic's commander-in-chief. Our pride. If death's needed, take my head. Loretto volunteered. Cimourdain cast decisive vote for execution, knowing moral burden now his. Honor's demand became his executioner's noose. Philosophical dual atmosphere. Final night, mentor and protege debate revolution's soul. At dawn, Gauvain cried, "Long live the Republic!" Before guillotine. Cimourdain's pistol echoed the falling blade. Mutual destruction complete. Thus concludes Hugo's 93, An Epic of Moral Paradox. This condensed masterpiece interrogates humanity through vivid tableau. When worldly pursuits fatigue, visit these honor-bound souls. Let their struggles illuminate modern existence. If their story moves you, behold life through new prism. Our 93 interpretation concludes here. Find reading notes below. Until tomorrow's journey.